Okay, sorry. And something just popped up on the laptop. Okay, so it's week 4. This is my first time doing like a video log of this process. I saw Dochi, who is literally my inspiration for even doing this process to begin with, and like I bought the book while I was still abroad. I didn't really get to unpack it because that was just a whole different process and like time of my life where I was just trying to like cope with being alone and feeling feelings of loneliness like so intensely. But coming back now and like living back with my parents, being back in my hometown, I was like, and also being unemployed, an unemployed warrior, I thought, why not actually like dedicate my time to do the process? So, with all that being said, back to what we came here for. I feel like I always go off on tangents, so I hope I rein it back in. But okay, week 4. I saw Dochi doing her video vlogs of like her check-ins, and I personally feel like I've always been more drawn to like having video recollections of things and like rather than writing it down. I appreciate writing things down, and I feel like in the recent months I've been doing that more so. But this is also really useful. I find this more convenient, and obviously I like to yap and go off tangents and we'll go off topic and have tangents. So, week 4. I won't lie, when I just grabbed the book real quick before I started recording and tried to like skim through because I won't lie, I don't really remember what the gist of the chapter was. Other than to me, when I first read it, I interpreted it as like reconnecting with my inner self and like truly identifying who I am and what does Taylor look like as an artist. I feel like I know how I show up in like professional settings now in my entire life, even though I've always desired to like explore my artistic pursuits and desires and like become an actress and do these grandiose things. I've always been kind of pushed into going more of like the logical way or doing things that would appease other people. So I feel like I've been able to identify who I am in those spaces pretty easily. I know when I walk into like a professional room, I know how I would show up or like how to portray myself or how to behave. But now this is like uncharted territory, and I didn't really realize that I truly don't know like who I am as an artist. And because of that, I don't have the confidence that I would need to be able to stand tall in those rooms. So this week was like, I guess that was a big revelation for me of like, I need to sit down and not only like figure out how I would want to show up in this room. I have the desire to like build this craft, get prepared so that once that big thing happens, I don't know when, I don't know what, but once it happens, I'm ready and I feel like there's no doubt in my mind that I'll be able to be successful and like bring my whole self to it, obviously healthily. Um, but I need to be able to build that foundation slash confidence now. And that's not only just within myself, but like having that source be from God as well. Like having all of my confidence, all the things that I do be rooted in that strong foundation in Him so that those roots that are growing will be able to bear amazing fruit, good fruit. Um, so yeah, that was what I concluded after first reading it. I just skimmed over it, so I might start doing that every week now, like skimming over and making sure, and seeing just if I was aligned with what the author's name again, with what Julia said. So yeah, first thing that kind of popped up when I like skimmed through it again was choosing affirmations according to, well, this wasn't the first thing, this is just the first thing that I see right now that's open on the page, but choosing affirmations, I'm quoting it, choose affirmations according to your need as you excavate your buried dreams. You need the assurance that such explorations are permissible. I recover and enjoy my identity. So that's like an example of the affirmation, but I feel like I was already kind of doing that. I think in task or week 1, one of the tasks was creating affirmations and like also creating extra affirmations off of like the blurts that your sensor would put into your mind. And I thought that was a really good task, and it's something that like I feel like I acknowledge I know the power of affirmations. So I wanted to do that every week. So now usually around like day one of the week and during my morning pages, I kind of write out 4 affirmations at the bottom that I try to say every day for the remainder of the week, that I feel like those affirmations kind of like adhere to what I'm going through that week, what I really need in that week. So I thought that was like really good evidence, for lack of a better word, because my science brain is kind of starting to kick in, of like the process is working in ways that I didn't even know it would be working. Look at God. So, secondly, I thought this was really, when I first read it, this was exactly the state that I'm in. And I continue to feel that this week, but I quote, "You may well be experiencing a sense of both bafflement and faith. You are no longer stuck, but you cannot tell where you are going. You may feel that this can't keep up." And honestly, yes. Like, I feel like entering into 2026, I knew this was a year of new beginnings, and I had already identified what I wanted to focus on specifically that I think would really help my craft, like being able to concentrate, being able to commit, being able to run towards the things that fear me, and that's exactly what I'm doing within this process. Um, but literally, I've also accepted the fact that, like, which really gives me hope. I feel like there's nowhere to go but up at this point. I mean, I'm unemployed. Um, I used to want to be an engineer because of outside forces, and then I changed my major and moved abroad because that was always something that I desired, and that's something that I never will ever regret. 100% recommend. And like, I guess that was my first sign of actually doing something that your body is telling you to do, your intuition. What are you truly desiring? What is God placing on your heart? And go do it. And having done that, having had the courage to live abroad for 2 years, pursue something that I'm actually interested in, which was wine and spirits, and I'm still interested in that now. Um, but like, live the life that I'd somewhat felt that I was going to eventually do. Um, but like listening to yourself, I think that was a just a good lesson overall. My first evidence of like doing something like that, and now doing this process, it's like I'm unemployed, so let's actually do something that like your body's telling you to do, that I feel like God has placed on my heart for a reason. Like, there's a reason for this. And I was thinking about this earlier today too. I remember when I was younger and envisioning the life that I would have when I was older, and I never envisioned myself sitting behind a desk typing, like, I don't know, doing paperwork. Like, that's never what I envisioned. I always knew I would be like I was a people person, and I wanted to interact with people and like engage and have a community. And I feel like that's what acting gives me. But I also wanted to like tell stories and like be an impact in someone's life. And like, I don't know, this is like the outlet to do so. And because of that, I don't know, I guess like literally what I've concluded is like the end goal and what's going to happen and all of like the blessings that are coming to my life are like limitless. I don't know. There's truly no other way to go up. Like, or there's no other option but to go up. Um, yeah, that's exciting, but it also means like I don't know when that's gonna happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know what is gonna happen. And that kind of baffles me, and it leaves me kind of in this state of, okay, like what to do next. I don't know. So I thought it was very like realistic of how what I was feeling while reading it, and even now. Another thing that really stuck out this week, and I forgot I had read this, but I quote, "Your dreams will become stronger and clearer, both by day and by night. You will find yourself remembering your nighttime dreams, and by day, daytime dreams will catch your attention." I explicitly remember my dreams now, and I've never been a person to be able to remember my dreams. Every now and then, like maybe once a month, maybe every other week, I would remember like a bit of my dream. But now it's been so consistent. Like, I can remember probably like 4 out of the 7 dreams I've had this week. And I won't say I remember every single aspect of them, but I remember them as if I was there, like as if all the circumstances were real. And that's, at least to me, a really good sign that I'm at least capable and like able to do that, especially when acting, because that's like the whole goal, to believe the circumstances that you're in, and be able to like portray human life and human behavior in the most realistic way possible, how I would do so if I were in that situation and that character. So yeah, my dreams are like really explicit now, and I've even started noting them in my morning pages. Note to morning pages. I've done technically 7 out of 7. I technically extended week 4 out to one more day. I was supposed to end it yesterday on Thursday, but today I was just like, this is your time. This is your process. You can take as much time as you want. So technically, this whole week was 8 days, but today's like my day 7 of morning pages. I had to skip yesterday. But I decided to sleep in and then go straight into like a business meeting. So yeah. But I guess overall that was a very like successful week, having these realizations of like continuing to build this confidence, because I need that. I don't, even after having that revelation, I think I had that like earlier this week. Now I had my acting class today with Love. Shout out Love. Love her. Um yeah, having that realization, I think I was going into even acting classes with her like looking for her approval or being like, was that good? Or I don't know, just not knowing what's good, being a beginner. Like you're actively seeking like approval, you're seeking guidance, you're seeking all these like external things, but like the truth of being an actor is like at the end of the day, it's really how you interpret it and how you want to portray the character, and you can't look for other people for approval because like they truly don't know what's going on in your head, and they don't know the life experiences you've had. They don't know how you've gotten to this point, and like how, I don't know, if you are playing someone who's a waitress and has 3 kids at home and needs to make ends meet, like they don't know how I personally would experience a situation like that, because they might experience or feel different things in that situation different from me. So acknowledging that fact and like just being confident in like, regardless if they don't like it, that's exactly how I would have done it if I was in that scenario and then if I was that character. And if it's just not aligned, then that's just not the opportunity for me. I'm glad I've had that realization over a couple days, and I really hope it sticks. Like I hope I look back on this and I'm like, just remember that. And what else? Also, fantasy of a benign and unexpected sort will begin to crop up. Um, yeah, I think when I first started this process, I don't really think I could have envisioned or just like had the imagery in my head of me like making it as an actress. I could see myself like occasionally going to sets and stuff, or like looking around and like being wowed by everything, but like literally having visions of like me being on stage, like accepting an Academy Award. Like I don't know, like even while I was praying this week, or maybe it was during one of my morning page sessions or something, like, or saying my affirmations, like I had literally envisioned me being on a stage, like looking up, seeing bright lights, and like confusing those bright lights for like literally God looking at me and like just being proud and saying like, this is where you were supposed to end up, this is exactly what was supposed to happen. So I don't think I know that I didn't have visions like that, before this process. So those are the small changes within me, I guess, of um, what are happening during this process. Uh, Artist dates, I won't lie, I still don't really understand them. I feel like I'm a fairly quote unquote simple person of like what I like to do, and or like I'll just find enjoyment in anything. And to be honest, like I feel like, I don't know, I might be misinterpreting this, but I feel like Julia is saying like you should go out and do things. I hope like not necessarily outside of your comfort zone, but like things that like you think would feed your soul. And to be honest, right now, the state of my life right now, like going out and trying something new, like going to a pottery making class and stuff like that sounds fun, and I will definitely have fun in that scenario. But really, right now, what I wanted to do is like, I would love to go for a walk. And like, that's what I did this week. I went for another walk. This time, I mean, that's another thing too. It's winter, so it's really hard to like go outside and like have other people be energetic. But then again, you don't need to like depend on other people to make things fun or like just have a good environment. I can just do that myself. But I don't know. I walked and it was like 15 degrees outside. Walked all the way through my neighborhood and like I really wanted to be nostalgic and like have a milkshake from the gas station that's right outside my neighborhood and walk back. And I did that. I started walking. That's another revelation. I'm glad I just mentioned that too because I had like this really big realization while I was walking. We'll get back to that. Um, I was walking and I got to the grocery store, the gas station, and they didn't have the milkshakes anymore. I had no idea. I've been out of DC slash Maryland for so long. I didn't know they removed the machine. So that was a sad realization. And so I don't know if that technically means I didn't have an artist date. I had the intentions and I did the walking at least. And I also bought my mom some snacks that she loves and we shared it. We both had our clear fruit waters, which we both enjoy. So that was really nice. I think that poured into my soul, like giving her something that she wanted. And apparently that day too, she had really really wanted those chips and was going to even go to the grocery store or the gas station herself and get them. So I think that's just more evidence of like me being really in tune with God and doing these little things and like having these tiny affirmations of like, wow, I didn't have to get those chips, but now that I got them, like, who would have thought that she also had intended to go to that same gas station and get those specific chips and, you know, that clear fruit water. So, yeah. But back to my resolution or revelation slash realization while walking. Um, and I hope I covered all the check-in things. Um, but yeah, it was while I was walking. Like I said, it was 15 degrees. I was really freezing, but I didn't feel too cold. And while I was walking there, it was literally like probably a 35-minute walk, 40-minute walk. The walk back, I was like, I mean, I could do it. I wouldn't be opposed to doing it. I mean, I was definitely capable of doing it. But literally while I was leaving the house, something inside me was like, but you won't have to walk back. Like, your mom will be back home soon because she had been out running errands and like meeting with friends and stuff. But I was like, she'll be back soon. She's just gonna pick me up in the car. I didn't tell her that I was walking to the gas station. She had no idea, but something inside of me was like, she'll see you. Like she'll probably see you walking along the street while you're walking back, and it'll be the perfect timing, and she'll just pull up beside you, and then you get into the car, and then you don't have to walk all the way the rest of the way home. And while I was walking, like there was literally no doubt in my mind that that would happen. She had the whole day to come home and come back from running errands. She could have come home at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., who knows? And I decided to do this walk at 4:30. Um, but literally something inside me was like, nah, she'll be back. And just in time, so you don't have to walk all the way back. And at one point, halfway through the walk, there was like a slight bit of doubt that that would happen. And then I kind of self-soothed and was like, it's okay. Like, I'll be able to walk back. It's fine. But literally, I was like, no, go back to that belief of like, she's going to come and get me in time. And right across the street after going to the gas station, I entered the neighborhood and literally it didn't even get to go past one block. All of a sudden, I look up and she's parked right there on the other side of the road, looking at me, waiting for me to get into the car. And I just thought, like, wow, this is what I need to do. Like, these beliefs that just, sorry, I'm kind of getting a little emotional, but like these beliefs of like, this is going to happen no matter what. Don't let any other doubts come into your head. Like, it's going to happen. That's exactly what I need to do. I need to just believe that, be fully present. Don't let anybody deter you or discourage you from doing it. Just, it will happen. It will happen. God's got you. He's working. He has you in his hands. It will happen. So it was a great realization and something that I hope I experience more in the future. Um, yeah. So I guess that's everything. Entering into week 5, where I'll be recovering a sense of possibility. So I wonder what that entails. I wonder if it will align with what I'm currently experiencing. It most likely will, the way the rest of the other 4 weeks have been going. But yeah, it's currently January 23rd, 2026, and I'm excited. Happy to be growing closer to God and doing this process at the same time. So I'll see you next week.